The Earth. Our home is the third planet from the Sun. The Earth is a beautiful planet amongst other planets in the universe. It's the only planet where humans and living things can live. So how much about the Earth do you know? Even though you've been living on the planet Earth since you were born, there are some interesting facts about the Earth that you've never heard. They never told us about these facts in school. So here are some interesting facts about the Earth that will wow you. First up, did you know the Earth will expire by 2050? The World Wildlife Fund, or WWF, warns that the human race is plundering the planet at a pace that outstrips its capacity. Scientific data from across the world reveals that 1/3 of the world has been destroyed by humans over the past 3 decades. If the human race continues to plunder the Earth at this rate, the Earth will be forced to expire in less than 50 years. Experts say that the seas will become emptied of fish, while forests that absorb carbon dioxide emissions will be destroyed and freshwater supplies become polluted. To prevent this from happening, consumption rates will have to be reduced unless the planet will no longer be able to sustain its growing population. People have to curb their extravagant lifestyles or risk leaving the onus on scientists to locate another planet that can sustain human life. Since this is unlikely to happen, the possible solution is for the consumption rate to be reduced. Before moving to the next fascinating fact about our planet, ensure you click on the like button, subscribe to this video and click on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future updates from this channel. Also, make sure you watch this video to the end, because at the end, you'll get to know where the entrance to hell can be found. Number 2 on this list is that sea levels could rise by 2.5 feet by 2100. The line where the sea meets the land is referred to as sea level. The sea level does not stay the same level all the time though. Scientists have observed that the global sea level has been rising. Sea level is about 7 to 8 inches higher than it was a century ago. This is because the Earth is becoming warmer. The sea expands as the world gets warmer. Scientists have predicted that if it keeps going like this, the sea level could rise by 2.5 feet by 2100 due to the melting of ice sheets in Greenland and Antarctica. The effect of this is that about 150 million people will lose their lives and properties. Number 3 for today is that the planet is 10,000 times older than humans. Hundreds of years have been spent trying to determine the age of the planet Earth. By the dating of the rocks in Earth's ever-changing crust, as well as rocks in Earth's neighbours, such as the Moon and visiting meteorites, scientists have calculated that the Earth is about 4.5 billion years old. Human fossils found also show that humans are about 450,000 years old. That is 10,000 times younger than the planet, making the planet 10,000 times older than humans. Number 4 for today is that we don't know who named the Earth. Another fascinating fact about the Earth is that nobody knows where the name the Earth comes from. It remains a mystery. The name Earth is derived from both English and German words, Eorthe and Erde respectively, which mean ground. But the creator is unknown. One interesting fact about its name is that Earth is the only planet that wasn't named after a Greek or Roman god or goddess. For example, Saturn was named after the Roman god of agriculture, and Jupiter's name comes from the king of Roman gods. What we do know is that the name Earth is at least 1,000 years old. Number 5 on this list is that Route 66 is longer than the distance to the Earth's core. The boundary between Earth's mantle and core is roughly 3,000 kilometers below our feet, a little less than the total length of America's mother road, Route 66. Impossible to reach in person, geophysical and experimental studies of this distant region reveal a fascinating landscape of chemical and structural complexity that influence what's happening on Earth's surface. For example, the complex dynamics of Earth's core mantle boundary cause Earth's protective geomagnetic field and the motion of tectonic plates. Number 6 for today is there are more viruses than stars in the universe. The Earth has more viruses than there are stars. The number of individual viruses in the world is estimated to be 10 nonillion. This is 10 to the 33rd power. This number compared to the number of stars is over 100 million times more. This is also fascinating. that despite the nonillion viruses on Earth, human beings still survive on Earth. This is due to the human body's resilience to diseases. Also, these pathogens are extraordinarily picky about the cells they infect, and only a small fraction of the viruses on the Earth actually pose a threat to human beings. Scientists are working towards preventing outbreaks of viruses. They're honing in on the traits that may explain why some viruses are not harmful, while others can hop into humans. Some mutate more frequently, perhaps easing their spread into new hosts, while others are helped along by human encounters with animals that provide opportunities to jump species. Now for number 7 is that a magnitude 12 earthquake would split the Earth in half. An earthquake is a ground shaking caused by a sudden slip on a fault. Faults are caused by the tectonic plates grinding and scraping against each other as they continuously move. If a magnitude 12 earthquake happens, it would split the Earth in half. Though studies have shown that a magnitude 12 earthquake can't occur, this is because a magnitude 12 earthquake would require a fault larger than the Earth itself. The only scenario where a magnitude 12 earthquake is possible is an impact from an asteroid or comet. The largest earthquake ever recorded on Earth was magnitude 9.5. This happened on May 22, 1960 in Chile and killed over 4,000 people. The most deadly earthquake in recorded history struck the Shenxi province of China in 1556, killing about 830,000 people. Number 8 on this list is more than 80% of our ocean is unmapped, unobserved, and unexplored. The oceans are huge bodies of salt water that cover about 71% of Earth's surface. An estimated 97% of water is found in the oceans. The ocean is the lifeblood of the Earth, driving weather, regulating temperature, and ultimately supporting all living organisms. Throughout history, the ocean has been a vital source of sustenance, transport, commerce, growth, and inspiration. Yet, for all our reliance on the ocean, more than 80% of it has never been mapped, explored, or observed. A far greater number of the surface of the Moon and the planet Mars has been mapped and studied than our own ocean's floor. This is due to the difficulty and high cost of exploring our ocean with underwater vehicles. Researchers have relied for so long on sonar to generate maps of sea floors. Scientists are currently working on exploring more ocean though. Number 9 is that the deepest hole by far is one on the Kola Peninsula in Russia. The deepest hole ever dug is known as the Kola Super Deep Borehole. It can be found on the Kola Peninsula in Russia near Murmansk. It's often referred to as the entrance to hell. The Kola Super Deep Borehole is the deepest man-made hole on Earth and the deepest artificial point on Earth. The 40,230 feet deep at 7.5 miles construction is so deep that people claim that you can hear the scream of souls tortured in hell. It took the Soviets almost 20 years to dig this far, but the drill bit was still only about 1/3 of the way through the crust to the Earth's mantle when the project came grinding to a halt in the chaos of post-Soviet Russia. The deepest hole is a result of 20 years of Cold War fighting between the US and the USSR, who were locked in a technological arms race to see who could potentially drill to the center of the Earth. The Soviet super deep borehole isn't alone. During the Cold War, there was a race by superpowers to drill as deep as possible into the Earth's crust, and even to reach the mantle of the planet itself. The deepest hole within the US is the Bertha Rogers gas well in Oklahoma at 32,000 feet deep. The well was halted because it struck molten sulfur. And number 10 on today's list is that the deepest part of the ocean is called the Challenger Deep, and it's located beneath the Western Pacific Ocean in the southern end of the Mariana Trench. The deepest part of the ocean is called the Challenger Deep, located beneath the Western Pacific Ocean in the southern end of the Mariana Trench, which runs several hundred kilometers southwest of the US territorial island of Guam. Challenger Deep is approximately 36,000 feet deep. If the highest mountain in the world, Mount Everest, is placed in the trench at this point, its peak would still be underwater by more than 2 kilometers. The first depths measured in the Mariana Trench were made by the British survey ship HMS Challenger, which was used by the Royal Navy in 1875 to research the trench. The greatest depth that they recorded at the time was 8,181 meters. In 1951, another Royal Navy vessel, also named the HMS Challenger, returned to the area for additional measurements. They discovered an even deeper location, with a depth of 10,900 meters, determined by echo sounding. Challenger Deep was named after the Royal Navy vessel that made these original measurements. Wow, our planet is one of the best gifts of nature. The Earth has a lot of astounding facts, and it's pretty hard to believe sometimes. Which of those facts got to you? And what other fascinating facts do you think we didn't mention? Let us know in the comments section below and educate us all. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on your notifications so you don't miss more interesting facts and much more. Check out the playlist of our videos from the Brain Drain channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.